All right, so this video is for you if you feel like you're a complete mess or you still haven't got everything figured out and you're waiting for the point where you do have those things figured out so you can start or go all in and go to the next level. This video is for you if you feel completely imperfect and you know that there's the person that people see and there's the version of you that you really are on the inside. I got this incredibly hurtful comment the other day on Instagram. And I get all sorts of stuff all the time. As you've ever run ads or anything like that, dude, the population out there, anyway. I got this comment the other day that really unsettled me the whole day. And I get hateful stuff all the time, but this was like really specific. And this person, came from an anonymous account. They replied to a comment that I'd put on a client's post where I simply said, love it. And they replied, this kind of spewed out like really specific feedback, let's call it. And this person was anonymous. They had 2 followers. And I wish I had kept the comment, quite honestly, but I deleted it. I was like, I don't have time for this, but I kind of read enough of it to kind of get the gist. And the comment was basically like, Dan's a fraud. Dan doesn't have his life together, but he appears like he does. He's trying to be perfect on the outside, but on the inside, his inner world is chaos. He treats women badly, which that was the kind of comment that I was like, that is so specific. That's so crazy. But of course, I didn't know who that person was. And as I was reading it, I was like, man, a lot of this could be really true. I mean, I don't know if I treat women well. I definitely don't have a pattern of treating them badly, but like what I'm trying to say is if that was like from a disgruntled like ex-client of which I have 1,100, that could be true. Like maybe I didn't do right by them. But the whole point of it was like the person you see on the outside is like got his life together, his business together, but on the inside, like he's chaos. And I totally agreed with the comment. The only thing that was frustrating about it was I couldn't have a conversation with some anonymous Instagram account. See, the truth is that I have been able to make millions of dollars in my career. Now, there are people who have made infinitely more money than me, and so I consider myself a very small fish in this online business space. But as someone who grew up in a single parent household, dropped out of high school at 16, basically didn't start business until 28 and had no kind of qualifications to do so, I feel like I've done okay for myself over the last few years. And I had a business that was doing well, but sucked. And I had a team of 13, was making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And I killed that and I found this new thing. And when I talk about this new thing online, I talk about it in the truest way that I can, which is like, this is the best business I've ever had. It's like very low stress, very simple to do, not always easy, sometimes hard, but it's like, it feels like I've kind of discovered this unique thing. And the illusion that I'm sure that I give off is that I've figured out everything. And that's very unintentional. The challenge is obviously like, how do you vulnerably create content in such a way that doesn't feel like an ugly, disgusting, inappropriate journal all the time where it's like, hey guys, here's what's worked for me in business. Also, here's what I've done wrong in my personal life this month. And I'm sharing this, and all of this has a point, which is that I'm still very much figuring out how to be human, how to do this life thing well. I make mistakes in business. I've figured some stuff out. I definitely haven't figured out other stuff out. And I'm still very much trying to navigate life on earth, as funny as that sounds. I'm married, and I feel like I have a pretty decent marriage. I've been married for 12 years. I have 2 kids, 5 and 8. I constantly feel like I'm failing them. I have an issue where basically I always feel unsettled. Like I never feel normal. I have this like very neurodivergent, neurospicy brain. And so what that does is causes me to travel all around the world all the time and kind of never feel settled. I'm aware of all of those patterns in me that I'm working on. I also considered doing this video shirtless because I was going to make the point of like, I'm making all this money, but I'm still out of shape. The point I was trying to make and the point I'm trying to make now is I do not have it all sorted. And so what's really important to understand is that if you're watching this video, chances are you don't either. And the mistake that you and I could make is that we wait till we get things perfect. The illusion though is that that will ever happen. There was a moment in the last 6 months where I realized I'm gonna be on my deathbed. Let's hopefully say I'm gonna be old. I'm still gonna be struggling with jealousy, with envy, with greed, with ego, with insecurity. I don't imagine those things just disappear because I get older. I'm sure those things will always be with me in some way. And so therefore I have to not accept them as if I don't work on them, but I also have to learn to live with them. I can't let those things hold me back. And chances are there are things in your life that feel as if you are an imposter, right? And I see this around the coaching industry, especially, where there is this pattern of so many people who are what I would call wounded healers. Like they're the coach for other people and they're coaching other people on the very things that they needed the help with the most. Like the people that I've experienced who have the biggest mindset issues themselves are oftentimes mindset coaches. The people that like struggle to keep their own income consistent are oftentimes business coaches who are helping people make more money. And the thing that keeps them in the game is that they are somehow really good at helping other people and they're somehow really blind to solving their own problems. But why this is such an important distinction to make is because the only thing that really matters is that you create domain mastery. Now, what does this mean? Well, simply put, you should develop a skill set that other people are willing to pay for. And if you stick within that skill set and you create content on it and you sell an offer that solves a problem around that topic, then you don't have to have your life together, because you just simply need to understand this one area of business or this one area of life. Why this is important is because you were never gonna have your life together. I'm never gonna be, what's the opposite of a mess? I don't know. I'm never gonna be perfect. And when I read this feedback the other day, I was like, this is probably representative of how a lot of people think about me, how I feel about myself, which is that like, I'm out here espousing that I've kind of figured this stuff out. But I've figured such a tiny portion of it out. And even then I'm still like second guessing and learning and growing as I go through it. But what keeps most people stuck, not creating the content that they want, not selling the products that they want, is that they feel like they have to be the picture perfect, like I've got it all sorted. I got up at 5 a.m., sauna, cold plunge, affirmations, journal, all the rest of it. And then somehow you've reached this pinnacle existence, and that's what gives you the credibility, the confidence to go sell ads to someone or go be a copywriter or coach people on weight loss. And I just don't believe that's true. I do not believe that's true at all. I think you need confidence and credibility in an area, in the area that you help other people with. And for the rest of it, dude, you can be a mess. It's okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't work on yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't embrace the path of self-mastery, the path of personal development. I, for one, received that comment probably in the way that it was intended, or at least it seemed very hurtful, so maybe it wasn't supposed to be helpful. But I genuinely reflected like, man, what areas of my life have I yet to really work on? And how might those areas of my life be hurting other people in my life? I'm really taking that seriously. And I'm sharing this video today because I see too many good, gifted people who want to help others stay on the sidelines because they are creating this illusion in their mind of one day when, then I'll be ready. And I'm just telling you that day will never come. You're never going to feel fully ready. You're never going to feel like you have your life together. You're never going to at least have some area of your life where you're not like a total mess. And I have worked with so many mentors, both paid and unpaid. Like I have learned from some of the best in the game of business, spirituality. And what I can tell you is that everyone is a little bit jacked up. Like even the best people on earth, like some of the best entrepreneurs are the hardest to be around. Like they have terrible people skills, or they're like low grade, angry, and trauma is like fueling their drive for making more money. And we have to learn to look past some of those things to see the gold in every person and what they have to offer. It's the way that we should look at every mentorship relationship, where no mentor we ever work with is going to be perfect. But also we should apply that same logic to ourselves, which is, why are we waiting for some level of like fake perfection in ourselves before we can deem ourselves ready? You know, I've been offered money for parenting coaching. I've been offered money for marriage coaching. And the reason I don't do that stuff is not because I'm terrible at those things, although many moments I feel like I am, but it's because that I don't have domain mastery there. I don't have the confidence to accept money from someone to go like, I've nailed this. But if someone's gonna pay me for business stuff, yeah, I have confidence there. And so for you, maybe you don't have a strong skill set anywhere. And so what I'm not saying is like, just hype yourself up and go sell something. What I'm saying is like, double down on an area where you feel like you can achieve some level of mastery, some skill set that will actually solve a problem for other people, and then continue to work on yourself. But also don't wait for this idea that you're gonna like have everything sorted, that everything's gonna come into alignment, that all of a sudden you're gonna have the confidence and you're gonna no longer feel like an imposter and you're no longer gonna feel insecure. Because I'm just telling you right now, at least from my experience, I always feel some level of that. And so to the hater that wrote me that message the other day, thank you for inspiring this video. I am working on myself. I am a complete mess. The cat's out of the bag, it's the truth. And to those of you watching this video and you feel like you are waiting on the sidelines of your life to realize your potential, you're waiting for some kind of permission. I'm just telling you right now, this is the permission you need. Stop waiting for everything to get sorted, clear, clean, no longer a mess. It will never happen. Our lives will always be some version of broken. Just try and confidently and ethically and morally go forward as best as you can and own a domain. That domain is not a representation of you being perfect there. It's simply going, guys, I'm learning something here. This is what I've seen so far that works. This is how I've got these other clients' results. If you want to work with me in this space, amazing. If you don't, no worries. But what it's not doing is putting other people or ourselves up on some pedestal as if we're supposed to have it all together. And that's the reason why people pay us for mentorship. And that's the reason why people pay us for help. So I don't know if this makes sense, but this unscripted raw video, I felt like was in me and just needed to come out. And so don't wait for anyone's permission. Receive the permission. Go build some cool stuff. Don't wait to be perfect. I'll see you on the other side. Love ya.